China records almost 60,000 COVID-related deaths between the 8th of December and the 12th of January. Of these 60,000, only about 5,500 are considered COVID deaths, according to China's narrow definition of the term. Despite this, it more than doubles China's official COVID death count. China has been reporting only single-digit death figures over the last month. Health officials around the world have said that China's figures are almost certainly an undercount. First, let's look at what the officials said.
2022年12月8日至2023年1月12日，全国医疗机构累计发生在院新冠病毒感染相关死亡病例59938例，其中新冠病毒感染导致呼吸功能衰竭死亡病例5503例，基础疾病合并新冠病毒感染死亡病例54435例。
The report by China's National Health Commission is the first time the country has released a death toll since it abruptly ended its zero-COVID policy. The officials do not explain the mismatch between this report and the numbers China has been releasing on a daily basis. Last month, China had announced that only COVID-19 patients who die from respiratory failure will be counted in the official death toll. Since then, the country has reported zero or single-digit daily COVID deaths. That does not add up to the 5,500 it has just reported. This new report also counts people who died while infected with COVID, but not of respiratory failure. The number is more than 10 times China's official death toll since the pandemic began. And remember, this is just for people who died between the 8th of December and the 12th of January. Now, does this mean that China has seen about 10 times the earlier number of COVID-related deaths? Or does it mean that China has so far withheld the true number of people who died? China's health officials seem to be underplaying the deaths. They say the average age of those who died due to COVID is over 80, and about 90% of the fatalities were people aged 65 or older. It also says that trends indicate that the peak is over. Meanwhile, China has faced criticism for not sharing its genome sequencing data. Now, this makes it harder for the other countries to identify the variants fueling the spread in China. It has led to countries around the world to impose restrictions on Chinese travelers. China has retaliated by imposing their own set of rules on visitors from nations like Japan and South Korea. China will celebrate the Lunar New Year on the 21st of January. Hundreds of millions of people are expected to leave China's big cities and return to their towns and villages for the holiday. The government expects about 2 billion trips to take place. This is the first year since 2020 without domestic travel restrictions. Before the pandemic, the Lunar New Year holiday saw record air, rail and even sea trips. The holiday travel is dubbed as China's Great Migration. Now, as restrictions are eased and COVID ravages China's cities, migrants are expected to take the virus into China's rural regions. A surge of cases is expected during the festivities. China's health officials say they will increase the supply of medication to rural areas, and they claim medical equipment will be sent to villages. But will it be enough to prevent the virus from decimating the hinterland? Or is it premature for China's health officials to say the peak is over? Bringing you all the latest news on the COVID pandemic in China. China has recorded almost 60,000 COVID-related deaths. These deaths recorded between the 8th of December and the 12th of January. Now, for more on this, we're being joined by Dr. Li Meng Yang, who is a virologist. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being with us. Now, with this huge number of 60,000 deaths being reported from China, does this mean that China has seen about 10 times than the earlier number of COVID-related deaths? Or does it mean that China has so far withheld the true number of people who died?
Hear me?
Can hear you loud and clear.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, Doctor. Let me repeat the question. Thanks for being with us. Now, with this huge number of 60,000 deaths being reported from China, does this mean that China has seen about 10 times the earlier number of COVID-related deaths? Or does it mean that China has so far withheld the true number of people who died?
So the thing is, China, although it increased the death toll, but it's still far from the real death toll. And as Chinese, I can give you several very simple calculations. First, according to the normal death toll in China in 2022, every year, in 1 year, China has over 10,000 death toll. That means averagely every day in China, there would be around 30,000 deaths all over the country. However, you have seen that the videos and other feedback from China shows highly overloaded in the funeral homes and hospitals in the whole virus tsunami in China for over 1 month. So definitely it doesn't mean only 60,000 death toll increase in 1 month. And also, there are over 200 celebrities in China passed away only in the first 10 days of January 2023. Previously, this number should be around 10 to 12. Then that means increase times of the death toll, even in the population of celebrities. So we can say that if the celebrity reach or have the best medical care in China had such increasing of the death rate, we could give an estimate about the real death toll in China that would definitely higher than we can expect.
Right, Doctor. Thank you very much for being with us on the show and your valued insights there.
Thank you.
WION, now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.